Hey, welcome to the Rocket and Ray Gun Awards for 2018 on EPN. I'm Victor Lucas, and we've been having so much fun with these awards this year. Thank you to everybody that has been contributing and following along and commenting below. Clearly, there is lots to talk about with the games of 2018, but let's move on now to 2019. We've got nominees for the games that we are most excited for next year. Cyberpunk 2077, developed and published by CD Projekt Red. Death Stranding, developed by Kojima Productions, published by Sony Interactive Entertainment. Kingdom Hearts 3, developed and published by Square Enix. Ghost of Tsushima, developed by Sucker Punch Productions, published by Sony Interactive Entertainment. Anthem, developed by BioWare, published by Electronic Arts. Now, I'm going to have my winner in this category and also some other games that we didn't mention as nominees, but first, let's go to the community.
A lot of good stuff coming out next year. We thought this year was heavy. We got a ton of great games coming out next year. One that's always been on my radar is Anthem from BioWare. I'm a little worried because, you know, EA, loot boxes, who knows how they're going to twist this around Anthem. But from what I played of the game, it plays like Iron Man, basically. It's like sci-fi Iron Man. But after the Game Awards, after we saw what Obsidian's working on, The Outer Worlds, which is like Fallout meets Firefly meets Obsidian storytelling, that has vaulted to the top of my 2019 list. Unless Cyberpunk 2077 comes out in 2019, which I don't think it is, The Outer Worlds is definitely now the game I'm most looking forward to next year.
Hey Shane.
What, Adam?
What's that off into the horizon over there?
Well, that looks like a game we're really excited to play in 2019.
Oh my, that looks like The Outer Worlds.
A game being developed by the folks at Obsidian, one of the greatest video game developers in the industry right now.
That's right, we're talking folks that worked on the original Fallout, Fallout 2, and one of the greatest 3D Fallout games of all time, Fallout New Vegas.
They're taking all the experiences from making those games and producing a new one that sort of looks like Fallout and plays like Fallout, but it has a whole new story and isn't actually exactly Fallout.
That's right, it's going to be a mingling of the Western and sci-fi genres.
Yep, and basically, we couldn't be more excited to play it, and we think it's going to be a very big title in 2019.
It has to be Cyberpunk 2077. I'm one of the lucky few who got to see this year's official game demo in person before anyone else. The world CD Projekt Red has built is detailed down to every hidden corner of the world. The unique weapons and different play styles you can adopt going through the story of the game, I'm sure will blow everyone's mind when it comes out.
I want to see what Cyberpunk's all about. I got a feeling we won't see it until 2020. Tap through the hour demo. It's like, all right, how many more hour demos am I going to have to sit through before I get to actually play the game? I'm going to hope that's coming out next year, and I'm going to give that one my can't wait to get my hands on.
2019 game I'm most excited for is Shenmue 3. Fingers crossed. That thing has been delayed a number of times. I wouldn't be surprised if it didn't show up till 2020. But I really hope we get it. I am in the mood for some fresh Shenmue, man. It's gonna be good.
The game I'm most excited for may be coming out in 2019. That is Miagakure. It's incredibly ambitious. We're talking about the fourth dimension in terms of puzzles, the graphics, the mind-bending logic. This game is what video games are all about. This game will continue to be on my most anticipated list until it finally comes out. It's one of those when it's done kind of games.
The game I'm most excited to play this year, if it comes out, is Beyond Good and Evil 2. Although I don't want to rush Ubisoft. If it's going to take till next year or even 2020, boy does it look good.
It's gotta be Dreams. Whether you're in VR or not in VR, you can't not be looking forward to this. This is a full game creation tool designed to be anything you want. A racing game, an RPG, an action, whatever someone wants to make, they can make that. And as a consumer, you can just download it. You don't want to make anything, you don't have to. It's going to be absolutely mind-blowing, and it's going to change the game space completely.
I would have to say it's a pretty close tie between Metroid Prime 4, assuming that's actually going to come out in 2019, and Wolfenstein Youngblood. Recently finished playing the New Colossus and New Order, and I'm excited to see how the story progresses now that we've hit the 1980s.
Death Stranding. We just heard through a Walmart leak that we could be playing it in June of 2019. I'm extremely excited. This game looks absolutely amazing and bizarre. What are we going to do in that game? I have no idea. We could be delivering packages or we could be delivering babies in a video game. Who knows?
For me, the game I am most excited for in 2019 is Metro Exodus, because I am a giant fan of this series and have waited very patiently for the next one to arrive. And I think that the Metro series does exceptionally well in creating atmosphere in the in-game world like no other franchise can.
Devil May Cry 5. For one, I love hack and slash games like Ninja Gaiden and Bayonetta, but the other reason is that this is the first game in this series that's developed by Capcom themselves since Devil May Cry 4 in 2008. And while I was okay with Ninja Theory's Devil May Cry back in 2013, it's pretty awesome to go back to the original series with old school Dante, which is one of my favorite video game characters of all time. I cannot wait to see what he's gonna do in 2019.
My most anticipated game of 2019 easily goes to Resident Evil 2. I remember, you know, sitting on the couch and playing Resident Evil 2 with my friend when it came out. The double disc, the whole experience of actually leaving the mansion and going to a whole city that you could explore. Raccoon City is now looking like a dream come true to me, especially on next-gen systems versus the original PlayStation. This is just going to be extremely exciting to play because you're going to be thinking about the past game, but you're going to be getting some surprises guaranteed. Capcom is going to nail this one.
Tough question, because I still don't believe a lot of games are coming out in 2019. I'm a man who likes to believe in a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. Is Last of Us coming out next year? I'll believe it when I see it. I don't trust Neil Druckmann as far as I could throw him, and he is a very light man. So instead, I'm gonna say The Division 2. I loved The Division 1. I know The Division 2 is coming out next spring. Knock on wood, and I couldn't be more excited. The fact that Division 2 is in Washington, D.C. The fact that the developers of The Division took all the lessons they've learned with Division 1 and seem to be putting in Division 2. I can't wait to get that game and get lost in that world.
Yeah, I don't know if I trust that The Last of Us 2 is coming out in 2019 either, Greg, but I can't wait for that game. We did hear from a couple of people that wrote in. Paul Adamson said 2019 game that he's most looking forward to is Death Stranding, and Jordan Cunningham is most looking forward to the Resident Evil 2 remake. Those are going to be amazing as well. I mean, this is all subjective, right? Like, all of these games look phenomenal in their present state, which is just dream state right now. We haven't got our hands on them. But let's look at our nominees. Cyberpunk 2077. CD Projekt Red has said that it's going to be on this current generation of machines. I'm a little suspicious that we're going to get it next year. I also feel like it's also being designed with the PlayStation 5 and next Xbox in mind. Maybe whatever Nintendo is working on for their next machine, the Switch Pro might be able to handle this game as well, which would be crazy. Such a cool looking title right there. Death Stranding. Still don't know what the hell this game's about, but it looks amazing, and clearly Hideo Kojima has got some Hollywood clout. He's working with all kinds of incredible creators and actors and performers out there. I think that's going to be a very cool game for them. And also, I think it will have some really tight game design, because that's what we don't normally give Kojima's team a lot of credit for, is that, yeah, they go esoteric and big and their narrative goes all over the place, but at the core of it, fun games to play. Metal Gear Solid games all have been super cool and super innovative, not just in their storytelling, but also in their game design, and I expect that that's what we're going to get out of Death Stranding as well. Kingdom Hearts 3, that's purely coming from my heart and from my playtime on the game. I have been overjoyed to jump into that world. It's been made with so much love and so much horsepower. You know, clearly Square Enix is working with a fantastic game engine, and they've built something that looks almost identical to what we see on the big screen in these Disney movies, and the worlds that we're going to travel to looks like it's just going to be incredible. I've had so much fun and a huge smile on my face every time I've sat down with that game. Anthem also looks like it's going to be a blast. It feels like we're going to get into some really great carnage moments, but also with that patented BioWare storytelling. I can't wait to get lost into the world of Anthem. It's coming up fairly quickly as well. We've got Anthem and we've got Kingdom Hearts 3 sort of right there on the horizon. And, you know, 2019 is coming up fast. Now, Ghost of Tsushima, we don't know for sure that that's going to come out in 2019. It doesn't have a release date, and most of our nominees here, we kind of tried to pick with the idea that we're going to be playing them in 2019. I suspect that we will be playing Ghost of Tsushima in 2019. It's clear that Sucker Punch has been working very hard on this game. Took my breath away when I watched the demo at E3 this year. Absolutely staggering work. Can't wait for Ghost of Tsushima. So what game is EPN most excited to play in 2019? We're going to give that to Cyberpunk 2077. CD Projekt Red doesn't do things half-assed. I think they're going to come out with something enormous and something just mind-blowing and mature and gritty and violent and spectacular. I cannot wait, like most of you, to play Cyberpunk 2077. That gets the Rocket and Ray Gun Award for the game that we're most excited for.